No, we don't gonna make a witch hunt, but the wicked man will run if we bring the arguments instead the gun. So, the Pied Pipers of the Truth movement, War Upon Life, it is a crucial moment where people realize that there is something going wrong. And people waking up. But the big question is, from what do they wake up and to what do they wake up? Because just jumping from cage to cage will not free anyone. So the question is really, if people want to get free from all attachments, then they have to realize what is really going on. The thing is, if during this video you're going to defend one of these exposed gatekeepers, then it proves that you are not free. Because we have to get free of everyone. Yeah? And nobody have to follow Jabba or defend Jabba. And don't think you know Jabba because of watching videos of Jabba. Until you spend some time with people in the same place, or at least over a while, we don't know them. A lot of these people we listen to, and this man have listened to many of them, all of them, because otherwise they would not be get exposed. So it's not about to point the fingers. And it's important to listen. If you listen to someone, if you trust someone, listen to the critics. Even go to the one who critic Jabba and watch what they really criticize. Do they criticize how Jabba behave, how Jabba is? They don't know Jabba, or do they expose what Jabba is exposing? Is it factual or is it personal? So we are not going after personal. It's not about to point fingers. It's to point out what is really going on. Because all these gatekeepers, intels, is fully controlled opposition who have shills, trolls, spammers, and cult followers. So also if you want to, I'm gonna link these videos, but we made the video about the cult. We made the video about the science where it is religious. We made about the protests, the yellow jackets, and also that you can't change the system. There is no virus. So all these videos are part of this video today to show you that these gatekeepers are not going to the truth. Even if they call themselves truthers, they are not going to the truth. It's like the others. They just came out of a cage and went into another cage and now call all the ones to come in their own cage. I know that this is very hard to hear, but again, it's not pointing finger, it's to point out the problem. It's not personal, but it's about what they said and spread. And where it leads. Because if they propose solutions, they are just feeding the setup again. So it's important to realize what all these people are bringing, what kind of solution they really bring, and outcome, what is really going on. So if these gatekeepers or Pied Pipers are conscious or unconscious does not matter. They have to get conscious. Everyone is responsible for what they are sharing. And we are verifying everything what we are sharing with you. So if someone comes, and this is something we always do, if something is not fact, we are pointing it out. We put it in the comment if we put out something wrong. So it's not about us, it's about what is for everyone. And if we really want to get free, we have to get free of all this bullshit. This is so. It's a question of will if we really want to go. So it only the outcome counts. So what they bring, and if it really brings change, and here I made a little checklist. Yeah. So are they proposing or promoting the system? Are they sharing opinions, beliefs, information that forms the mind, intellect? Is it political, constitutional, patriotic, scientific, doctors, pharma, or naturology, agriculture, history, NASA, space, astro, Ishtar, coming to that too, religious, is this ideologic, is this philosophical, is this dogma, esoteric, new age, new cage, is it psyops, a movement like QAnon, Yellow Jackets, and all this stuff? Is it in the law? Do they call themselves sovereign? If somebody calls themselves sovereign, they need an army, and they need to be ready to make war. So all the ones who claim to be sovereign, that's bullshit too. And all this UCC, OPPT, and all this different miracle to get out of the system and to be free, and all these human rights, this is all part of the same system. So if we want to go out of the system, we can't use the same tools than the system. We can't fix the same problem. We can't fix the problem with the same tools that the problem is created. So is it commercial agenda? Do they have a goal? And the questions I will ask to all of these exposed people: can everyone verify themselves what they say in real life, in reality, without any external tools? What and where is the system? Can they answer simply? Or do they avoid the question? Or they ask, what system? Because there is only one system. But if they don't know what the system is, they also don't know how to stop the system. How to stop the harm. Ask them, what is the remedy for all this harm? How we can stop all this harm? What can we do to stop this harm? How do they recognize a lie, a manipulation, or a manipulated thought? Because there is always a pattern, there is systematically the same pattern, structure, it's always time, space, it's always words. So if they can't recognize the structure of a lie, how they know what is true? How they can claim themselves to be a truther? You ask them the simple question, but can you recognize a lie? And they all run away. We know that this is something that is built in our head to always ask for a solution as soon as we see that there is a problem. But we have to turn it back, because if we don't, nobody will do it for us. If we want to think for ourselves, then we have to stop, listen to others to tell us how and what we have to think, what we have to eat. And it's the same for here. Don't follow anything that is said here. But if you run away from what we say, run away from all the ones we're going to expose in this video. No problem. But don't say that we are the bullshitter and you have one of the favorite of this list what we're going to expose, and they are going to say the truth. Don't do that. We don't care if you don't follow us. We are not doing this to have followers or people who want to just use this as a animation or a distraction. So if they don't expose the system, they are pro-system. and we are already exposed, you can't change the system. The system is locked up. So you can't use the tools from the system to change the system. If the system don't want this change, it will not happen. But the system is created for destruction, full destruction. It's programmed for. So if you can bring new applications into that system for this destruction, but if it's against the system will not accept it. It is just logical that we have to recognize what the system is and stop it from the base. Because if we just try to use the same tools that the system provides to stop the system, it will never work. And if people think the system has created tools that they can use to stop the system, it is just not logical. So the system is closed up, and most of these people, all the solutions they propose are tools from the system that is feeding the system again. So same for the cults, for the sects, blind followers, following the Pied Pipers, and defending also. We had that many times. If the video we made about QAnon, all the Pied Pipers were just coming and put themselves in complete superhero, messiah complex, and all this different stuff. But again, we can't change the system. And to be against one politician or pro one politician is just turning the same wheel all the time. And if people need a master or someone they can follow, they just remain a slave. So the controlled opposition, that is one part of this whole truth movement. This is organized, infiltrate, underground. They create false flag. They infiltrate a lot of movements. As soon as a movement get importance and attract people, they get infiltrated. Yeah. So the confrontation of these people who believe in this kind of stuff is not aggression. We have to use unconditional love for truth and life to confront them with real facts about what is really going on in life. So no government, movement, religion, guru, God, truth will free others. Only we can free ourselves. Jabba will not be able to free you. You have to free yourself. We can give keys, we can spread seeds, but this is all what we can do. So if you are here for a solution, don't wait even, because we don't provide solutions. We are putting out the problem that everyone can see what really have to be done. So as soon as there is idealization, fascination, then we give up our life energy and put people in power. This is what creates the master. This is what creates the system of this pyramid. Is feeding the ego of these different people who collecting people. This is a little bit the same in the music business. Yeah, we in 30 years of music business, we saw how it goes. If people tell you you are really great, you are I don't know what. If you start to believe it too, that you are special, then it's over. Then you are following into the ego and stuff. So this man trained from the first concert he made. He organized itself and he cleaned the toilet. This man knows that when you go down from the stage, you have the same position on the toilet as everyone else. And most of them who get now internet or YouTube followers, they go into this thing. And they never faced it in real life because it's not so nice all the time to be nice with people and so. That's not really the thing. So on internet you can just turn it off. But in real life you can't fake it. So you have to deal with it and also stay humble. Even if everyone around tell you are the superstar of the universe. So this is one problem of if people follow others, if they can't handle their recognition, their views, their likes, and all this bullshit, they follow into ego and they will provide the next solution they just can catch somewhere. And that's the point. Because a lot of people, they are doing good-hearted. They don't do it with the purpose of manipulation. And the most manipulation happen without intent. The biggest manipulation is the one where people think they are doing good. This is this tyranny of good. So it's important that we keep our energy, even if we are watching. We should watch everything. But as soon as we see that there is stuff that doesn't fit, we should stop trusting. Because this is how the whole chaos is just going on, and how people stop really thinking for themselves. So a lot of people pretend to have taken the red pill, but the red pill had just the flower of strawberry. Again, in this duality stuff. So we're starting with David Icke. A lot of people know David Icke. And a lot of people say, yeah, but David Icke helped us to awake. And again, from what to what? And we are just taking this checklist. Is he exposing or promoting the system? Because if he just say there is some reptilian Kabbalah, who is the Kabbalah? And why he is doing even Kabbalah himself? These are typically, he was working on BBC. So these are typically controlled opposition. And again, using a lot of truth, but diverting a lot. Just one example, yeah. He just was saying that this virus came from a laboratory in China and that with 5G is activated. It's this kind of theory. But virus does not exist. And 5G, there was not more people who get sick. And yes, they're putting 5G everywhere. So the calculation is already done, and it's bullshit. But again, you can do whatever you want with David Icke. He is one of the biggest liars because he used a lot of truth, and they use truth to catch the people so they can bring on their agenda. Sold out big time. Alex Jones. For the ones who still think that Alex Jones have to propose some truth, is complete bullshit. He is not exposing the system. He is feeding the system. So he's political, patriotic. He believes in everything, and is just never exposing anything that somebody else has not exposed already from beginning. He just claimed that he was one of the first with 9/11 and bullshit, but he wasn't. Yeah. So he just have a huge network, and people can verify this stuff himself. But of course, a huge. Also, they're making a lot of sensation. Yeah, they are. This is really what they want, and of course, you don't get invited on CNN if you're not in the club. No. And this was the whole show. They want to bring up, make the conspiracy. He is there to make the ones who question full conspiracy freaks. Yeah. And he feeded exactly the argument that everyone can use for silly conspiracy freaks. Luki Rudowski, We Are Change. Well, he is already the name. He have another name already. We can just watch quickly into. But again, these people are just very. They are always on the right time, on the right place, and so on. And for a long time, well, this bit up doesn't work, but I can link the videos under. But just he was reacting on. Maybe we can watch this one. He was just reacting to say that he wasn't the guy.
About 8 years on him, as well as the ages match up. And now this is amazing. They're saying this guy died on 9/11. Okay, think about what I'm saying. Now, speaking of people died, this is old school, man. The original 9/11 truth movement, the original We Are Change. This kid, he was a kid. He died at a very young age of a heart attack, man.
There are very strange stuff around, but of course, this We Are Change. There. Yeah, they are, of course, and again, they are just promoting the system, not really exposing the system. It's like Eric Dubai, yeah, and this whole flat Earth movement. And I talked with Dubai. We had a list about the 10 biggest lies, and for him, the biggest lies was the flat Earth. So. Then already I told him, yeah, but there's more, bro. There's way more. And this is exactly where he started. And this was 2014. And then he started to make this whole flat Earth movement, even using my music to make his propaganda that was used and claimed. We never made the video. The name of the video of the song is If the Earth is Flat. So it was always in the question way, and he just put it out as the Earth is flat. But of course, this whole vegan stuff, and also like this sensational thing, and of course his adoration of Hitler was quite suspect. And after a while, I just thought that was quite interesting, that something had to happen with this Hitler youth. So these boats, but again, this is not a fact, but could definitely be something more behind. So this flat Earth, this Tartaria, mud flow, giants, alien dimensions, free energy, QAnon, this extinction rebel, all these movements are hijacked. These are tools from the system to distract people from the real questions. Because if we don't really question what is really going on, if everything is a lie in the system, do we want to stay in these lies, or do we want to come out of these lies? So this is the most important part, to really realize and ask these different questions. What is really the remedy, and how we can stop this whole bullshit? And all these people, they are just turning around the thing and collecting people and make just more followers. This is all what these people get. And because the people are frustrated and they want to have something, but they are just feeding the puppet show, creating followers. But they are not going into the real thing, how we can make us free from something. They are just creating more followers and obedient people. Like this Corbett, again, he is very scientific, yeah, constitutional. He proposed the system stuff. Mark Passio, he is one of the huge controlled opposition, yeah. I mean, he is already all what is universe and the ball earth and all this stuff he completely refused, and even claimed that he made more research than anyone else into the globe and the globe earth and the whole heliocentric bullshit have to be. So he is very scientific lover, yeah. And also what something that we have to keep in mind, that if people are study, they are getting a square head. Okay? As soon as people are studying, they are not just going years into a school voluntary, because most who study, these people, they are just going voluntary because the obligatory school is finished. They could do something else if they get pushed by the family or whatever. They still with free choice, because they could just say, with this man, even before the school was over, he said, fuck off. I did my time and I never go back to school again. So if they want to go and continue, so they are voluntary, let brainwash themselves into a squarehead. And this is all this kind of people who propose this kind of fantasy, philosophical, scientific, they always have already the square head. So they are already in the sandpit, and they talk about the forest floor, soil. But they are always talking from within the sandpit, the square head. So this is one of really important stuff. And he was a ex-Satanist, yeah, but he is not really exposing what Satanism is really about, because he already get fooled by Satanism by thinking he was into a real Satanism sect. Okay? So Mark Passio, and also what he is proposing, he is promoting this natural law. And life doesn't have written law. You don't need to write something. What is the law is things that we can change. So claiming to have natural law is already a definition of man about what nature is already divided from who we are. Because if there is nature and we, what are we? We are dead. We are already divided from life. And this is what already the word nature means. So there he is already making a huge division on it. And if we are just talking about the law of attraction, everything what you give to life, life will give you back. What you take from life, life will take you back. This is all there is. There is not more than that. And if we are dreaming and doing in different things, yes, but it have to be unconditional. If we are asked life to do something for us, if we want a Ferrari, we will get the Ferrari, but we get all the burden what life had to provide to create this Ferrari with. So if we ask something life, we will get it. But we will get all the burden that life had to do to create it to us. So if we want money, if we want richness, if we want to get famous, we will get it. But we will get all the burden with, because it is not in creation of life, it's taking life away for ego and kill it there. So again, right and wrong, this is this whole duality stuff that Mark Passio is of course again putting out, and it is a definition of man, what is right and what is wrong. If it's against life, it is against life. So if you are against life, then you are doing this good thing. But if you want to live, then being against life is probably not the best. This is what is. You don't need to explain it. And this whole anarchy stuff, this is bullshit, because it is just the system is there, but nobody is the master of it. It's just a time between two masters, where what they call the chaos of the government, because the government is not, but it doesn't mean there is chaos and thing. So anarchy is not meaning this, but it also doesn't mean no government. no state. It means a state without ruler. Okay? It doesn't mean without ruler. It means a state, a system without ruler. Huge difference. So this whole Sasha Stone, and again, they are very close to truth, square-headed, and if you just watch into this tribunal, this is complete bullshit. If people think there is something like that, International Tribunal of Natural Justice, this is complete bullshit. Yeah. And again, if they are using this kind of bullshit, they didn't realize what the system is really all about. So anytime they propose this kind of nice solution, take care and watch closer what is really going on, because this all esoteric new age bullshit is really fucking people up. And this man knows what he is talking about, because the whole family is in the same theater. So going more into esoteric, Drunvalo, Melchizedek, yeah, with the tree of life, and the tree of life is Kabbalah. It is the system. It will feeds. It is always a ritual. Every symbol, they are just doing pure Satanism. This is white magic, if you want. But it always feeds the system, the problem. More law, more destruction of life itself. Same with Kabbalah, yeah? Bullshitting around with aliens and so on. And we love to hear these guys, yeah? We listen to all these guys many times, years ago, until we realized that this is all bullshit. All this channeling also, yeah, Bashar, one of the most known, very fascinating, yeah, how this could work. But this is pure hypnosis, and these are trained MK Ultra figures. How it really works and so on, it doesn't really matter. It's, again, just what is coming out. And of course, this whole, again, universe, it is the alien, it is this whole mind-confusing stuff. And again, religious, dogma, esoteric, new age, you have it. This is what controlled opposition really does. It's just distracting from the real questions. Who we are, where we are, what we have to do here, and who is making this fucking problem on Earth. How simple is that? Edgar Tolle, a lot of people listen still to this. This is pure hypnosis. Yeah, they always use this hypnosis, and as soon as somebody proposes you meditation, they are fully in hypnosis, of course. And also like Osho, yeah, or Bhagwan, if you want, or Moji, yeah, they are never proposing anything. I'm quickly going into maybe the ones who are not here, but still claimed a lot. Tesla was not making free energy. Yeah, this was never supposed to be free. This is bullshit. Yeah, he was working for the one who sold the most thing, and the people just think that it had to be like in the movies and so on. They see, but the stories are completely different. Yeah. So Tesla was not there to make free energy. Again, he is one of them, as Einstein, Copernicus, and so on. As Mandela, still a lot of people think he was like a free man, but he was fully one of the system. Luther King, he was one of them. Che Guevara was one of them. Gandhi was one of them. And the thing is, you have in every country, you have this different kind of characters. And why they are doing it, again, there are different reasons. Yeah, if they are conscious or unconscious, it really doesn't matter. It is with with the confused heart of helping others, as we have exposed in this in the other videos about this complex to save the world, to heal the people, to change the system, to change the government, to change the ruler, but still everyone remains slave. So it doesn't matter how smart or intellect people are, how many studies they have made, how many different things they have. It's really about the result, because with all these people proposing always the same thing with these wonderful solutions, why things are always going worse? Why things are not changing and become better? We are observing this whole truth movement since 20, 30 years now. We were listening to these guys. So the thing is, what they are proposing really that we get out of it? Nothing. And there is where we have to realize that we can make it. Each one of you. If people ask me, who do you trust? People who we can work with. I trust my daughters, the people around me, the ones who don't follow on my throat if I say something that maybe goes against what they already think. This is people where I trust. This is where I learn. This is where we discover all these things. I learn from my dog, from my cat, from life itself. But not from these people. They are showing a lot of people how things, a lot of things, how the system doesn't work right, but they will not help you to get out of the system. We have to do it. You have to do it if you want to get out. But we have to stop trusting blindly, blind trusting this kind of figures. So, like 10 years ago, there was a lot of from this truth movement in America, and here in Europe, France, Germany, there was some figures. They just copy everything what was in America, like David Icke, like Alex Jones, and so on. They chop these different figures, or same for Melchizedek and all this esoteric movement, all this health movement, and so on. And they were spread all over Europe, and you can find always the same characters in different countries. And this is very interesting to see that for us it was interesting to see, because we talk 3 different languages. So to listen to these different people and hearing the same stuff and where they pick up, who they listen to, who they refer to. So this is the whole thing, that is not just in one country. It is everywhere. And you have the same character, who this agent of the system, conscious or unconscious, paid or not paid, it doesn't matter. They are always collecting people and make blind followers, instead that people really wake up to what is really going on. So they're always collecting people for different service, for different solution. You can sign here, you can do this, and so they are going more and more back into the same wheel. Yeah. So again, it's not to point the finger on them, but really what they bring out. So in France, we will just overflow, because most of you will get it. We'll just explain quickly the characters of these ones, and we will come to them. So we have Dieudonné. This is like a comic guy who is doing a lot of videos about, he is doing now almost every day a video, have now his own thing. He was excluded and have a lot of problem with the jurisdiction in France, because exposing he talk and shit on Jew and on the whole Zionist tricky movement. So he get a lot of problems with that. Same for Alan Soral. He is one of the philosopher of the thinkers in France, but fully connected with the right-wing political parties. We have in Canada, we have Radio Quebec, who is, of course, people don't know, but this is the symbol of the Meridian family. So this is fully king and queen, and they are fully again back into the system, QAnon, 100%, and defending, exposing a lot of facts about what is going on again. Someone who is exposing the things, but he is not exposing the system. He is also supporting Trump and have no clue about what is going on in the Middle East. This is very dangerous, because if you don't know what about really is going on in Israel and so on, all these connections, and also why Palestine and all that, and you support Trump, then you that's very dangerous. Pierre Djokovic, this one guy who maybe he make even videos in French, English, but he is one of the economic guy who know how the bank works, and he has always make fully false prediction. Here we have Juan Branco. He also speak English, yeah. So this is one of the guy who was the lawyer of the Yellow West, and also lawyer of Assad. Julian Assad, WikiLeaks, yeah. So this whole yellow jacket movement, yeah, you have some figures who he is one Jerome. He lost the eye, and since then he is like the icon of this yellow jacket. And as soon as the virus arrived, he was scared, and the yellow jacket movement was in 2 weeks was over. Yeah, revolution was gone, and this is exactly how this works. Yeah, they put some people on the movement, on the top of the movement, and now they are just but Macron have to go, and again just turning around. Yeah, it's the same. Where's the picture? They just want to change the system again. Yeah, this is what the yellow jackets are do. This is all what they want. They just want another master, but remain slaves. So they have a lot of followers, and are like the ones who bring this stuff out, and motivate the people to go or not, or to vote left or right, walk left or right. Pierre Rabhi is a kind of agriculture guru, yeah, and he have a kind of school. It's the same like Steiner School and so on. But he is fully in business with the system. Also, like if they are invited on the TV, people have to realize that this is, of course, stuff that only can go wrong. So you have Ghislaine, also from Canada, proposing very close to truth. Also, like a lot of legal stuff, a lot of health, about health, what is going on in health, all the vaccine and so on. But of course, proposing bullshit stuff. This is I remember who I am. Yeah, turning again, proposing to turn in the wheel. Yeah, this is all what they do, and also telling what is good, what is right, the transformation. Yeah, this is all this meditation and enlightenment, and this is all again just back in the system. And now we have in Switzerland, we have also like these people who put themselves together. And here we have Emma, who is usually making shoes, and now she just discovered that there is something going wrong, and start to make views, and have like 400,000 views on her video suddenly, and is completely overwhelmed and need to propose something. So she create a foundation. And if a foundation could bring down the system, why would the system allow to make a foundation? So they are just playing again on one or the other side, creating T-shirts to sell. Or Chloe, who make a referendum. That means people have to sign up against the COVID. But again, if people are signing up, they're just feeding again the same setup. At what moment will people realize that we have to stop this whole stuff with this guy who knows very well until a certain point how the whole money is created, but then propose like a unique money, yeah, where but money will always be taxed because it is created by the Templar, as we already exposed in different things. So you will, as long as we use money and think that in money there is something, it is fiction. It doesn't exist. It doesn't have any value. And then Schaller, a Swiss doctor, who was very since long time he's exposed in the vaccine and all this stuff, and now but he is like he said that the virus are not dangerous, but still he is in this scientific squarehead, yeah, where he use this learning process that the virus exists, but the virus is not dangerous. And he say you inspire, you breathe in millions of virus every second. But of course, this is the dangerous part, because suddenly the virus exists, and then you talk about the immune system. There is not the immune system. You can't test the immune system. Being healthy or ill is something else, but it's always consequences. And we're going to talk about the whole health thing. And here we have this kind of Jean-Jacques Crèvecoeur, what means to kill the heart. So he is persuade the globalist. Yeah, he is the globe and Copernicus and Galileo and so on. He is also pushing this Hammer cult. Yeah. And they are creating a lot of cult, they are creating a lot of content, and also working with this Stefan Blaise from politician, yeah, again, a politician. This is the logo for the foundation they now created. He have some, the way he say he have some structure. He's very structured, and the question why he is structured, because he was in a Jesuit school. So Jesuit school, and also Thierry Hammer, he is very good about everything what is held. But again, all his explanations are just scientific bullshit. And they are receiving trophies for being good truthers from the Dieudonné we already exposed. Here we have astrophysician. He also makes things in Aurélien Barraud. He is like a pretending astrophysician. Also, he is invited on TV, make himself important with a lot of theories. And he is fully globalist. Yeah, he is a fully gatekeeper. A lot of people listen to this guy and don't realize that he is fully cult, and that there is nothing more than cult behind all that. So we are coming to more Germany. Yeah, Germany is, of course, this Oliver Janik, and we have again, like one of the a black guy from the thing. That is like how they work, and he says aliens are not extraterrestrial; they are in underground. They are fallen demons, and so on. We don't need to go over all these guys, but they are all over our channels. And this one, like more esoteric stuff, and having huge followers, and they're making a lot of money, and always using the same symbolism and stuff. And here also we have kind of guy who are using MK Ultra symbols, and just also not exposing really what science is not doing. They are all square heads and fully supported. They have, of course, they have money behind. Yeah, they have support money, and even if they don't only get it from their followers, but also making like this sensational videos, like again this Alex Jones style they're using, and very studied people, yeah, very intellectual people who wake up and exposing a lot of great stuff, but coming into this kind of stuff that we are already seeing in America all over. Then also like some people who gather them and make a whole group, and like what they call TV, yeah, Nuovo Viso TV, having the new one who make his fictional character of Ishtar coming from space and telling like how things work on Earth or not. Frank Stoner, yeah, he speaks also English, made some videos in English too, but fully globalist again, and also fully believe in the system. He is not exposing the system whatsoever, and having also people who worked on TV, of course. Mario Pras is one who exposed a lot of symbols, yeah, but he used symbols in his whole promotion and so on. And also we have this Joisnet, they are translating most. They are translating just videos from others in Germany, but fully in also like proposing completely. They don't want to get away from the system, yeah, and so they are using. We help them a lot also to comprehend stuff, and then the whole vegan German vegan bullshit that is proposed by Antilla Hillman. But again, this is just to show that in every country is the same stuff, and the result outcome is just a question: do people have more clarity if they are getting out there, yeah, or do they just come into a new cage? Are these guys exposing facts, opinions, beliefs, things that you can verify yourself? Are you thinking more free today? Are they getting somewhere or turning in the hamster wheel? And this is where we have to really comprehend what is really going on. And there is a remedy for all harm, but we have to start on ourselves to take full responsibility instead to follow these psychological trained people, yeah? And they are financed, they are supported in the shadow, discredit in the light, so they play the opposite, like what they do with Trump. They are protected. And of course, there are many other movements and intelligence behind this, may be fully innocent and good-hearted people who want to expose the problem, but get sucked up by these intelligence services, and instead to go really recognize where the problem is, they try to go after the big fish instead to realize that we just have to give up this whole power structure, and then we can free ourselves from this thing. So if you are not in the big club by oath, they will try to discredit and silence you, but they can't just kill you. That's fake paranoia again. So don't think that because we are exposing things that we put ourselves in danger. It is about to stop following these pipers, yeah, and take full responsibility about what we want to be. Here again, the questions, yeah. How can we really get out of the system and stop all this harm? Thanks for watching.